4.
It is.
And we're going to be back here to talk about bias because we couldn't steal a video that was nice.
Man, the wrong bias.
Yeah. That's
okay.
All right. So the first thing is undercoverage versus non-response bias.
Very similar.
Yes.
But there are some differences.
There is. Undercoverage is when not all the groups are proportionally accounted for in the sample, or they're just not accounted for at all. So that's actually in the study, in the sample that you choose.
They were just left out.
Right.
Okay, so it's not like they didn't choose to respond. They were never asked.
Right. So that's like if you seniors wanted to take a sample of Foreman students and you just didn't use the freshmen at all. Which, you know, yeah, I mean, we get it.
But that would be undercoverage.
Right. I mean, you have to account for, they are a good quarter, probably even third of the school. So, I mean, you got to kind of use them. And then there's non-responsive bias, where people had a chance to respond, but they just didn't. Okay, so no survey ever has a 100% response rate, but you want to try and get an equal proportionate amount of responses. You don't want to leave a large fraction of people who just don't respond and actually have an opinion.
Right, so maybe it's you send out emails to 1,000 people, but you got 200 responses back.
Right.
So that would be an example of non-response bias because those 800 people who didn't respond, their opinions are not represented in the survey. So they had a chance. Non-responsive bias is they had a chance, but they chose not to respond. So their opinion isn't represented.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's different than they weren't contacted at all.
Right.
Okay, and so the example there, Mr. Miller, he does not answer his phone when a company calls his house for a survey. That's very true. I hate those. And anyway, but the problem is that people with similar opinions to mine wouldn't be counted in the survey.
Right.
So if a lot of people just didn't pick up their phone when it was a survey, or said no, thank you right away, then you're not getting. They're not represented.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Here we go.
Then there's voluntary response bias, and that's when people who respond by choice are mostly leading questions, or I'm sorry, are mostly leading to extreme responses. So like, you know, if you're asked at the store, did you like or dislike your shopping experience? If you had a normal shopping experience, most likely you're not going to do anything. If you really loved it or you absolutely hated the experience, you're more likely to respond.
Yeah, so it's biased towards people with strong opinions, either strong in favor or strongly against.
Right.
All right, and so like a radio call-in show might be a good example.
Yes. We
Only
talked about that
if you really
yesterday.
care, are you going to wait to get connected to the radio station? All right, so the last one is response bias. Anything in the survey design that influences responses, such as wording or the surveyor themselves. So in the packet we handed out, they distinguished like wording bias. So that would be part of a response bias.
Yes.
So anything about the survey or the person giving the survey that kind of influences.
Right, but if you have a guy coming up and asking you a poll about something and he's like rather threatening and shoving it in your face, you might just throw something down really quickly because you just want to get the hell out of there.
Yeah.
Or the other extreme, like, you know, example Mr. Miller talked about earlier, you know, somebody really attractive comes up to you, you're going to put whatever they want down because, you know, you just want to talk to them.
So sometimes words can influence people or even the person. So that's response bias.
Right.
All right. Yay, quick video for a change.
Yeah.
Here's the journal time.
Okay, so 2 members of the PTA committee, all right, well, this is from the book. In exercises 11 to 12, that really doesn't mean anything to you.
Yeah, but they did one of these problems. The journal response yesterday was about the PTA.
That's true. I forgot. Okay, so they have proposed different questions to ask in seeking parents' opinions. So question number 1 would be, should elementary school age children have to pass high stakes tests in order to remain with their classmates? Question 2, should schools and students be held accountable for meeting yearly learning goals by testing students before they advance to the next grade? Okay, so think about both those questions, and do you think the responses of these 2 questions might differ? How?
Yeah, because they're questions really about the same thing. These are 2 different ways of asking the same. Right, asking for the same information.
And then tell us what kind of bias this is. And then what you should do is propose a 3rd question that would be more neutral in the wording that kind of would hopefully lead to a better response.
Okay.
Or a more accurate opinion of what the parents
Yeah, that doesn't leave them either way.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Good
right.
luck.